My lord, I understand the learned friend wishes to have the opportunity to ask this client a few more questions before his health course examination, based on the affidavits that were filed.
Ms. Lynch, you have to unmute.
Forgive me, I'm sorry. I currently cannot see anyone other than your lordship and myself on screen. The camera for the court gallery is just looking at a blank wall at the moment. I wonder if it could be pointed towards. I wonder if it could be pointed towards. I can see you, yes, and hear you.
Okay, so the only other person that you're going to see is Mr. Bulford. Then he gets up to give his evidence.
Yes. Well, I don't know what arrangements are being made, but it would be helpful if I could see counsel who's asking the questions and Mr. Bulford. But if that's not possible, then I should
kind of figured it. So
just can somebody explain to me what is this arrangement with examining Mr. Bulford? Why are we doing this?
My lord, forgive me. I'd started to speak when my mute. I was on mute, so forgive me. The position is this: as your lordship would appreciate, 3 witness statements were served on us within a week or so, and we've had no opportunity, realistically, to be able to address that in an affidavit form for Mr. Bulford to respond. And so I consulted with my learned friend as to whether she would have any objection to my asking half a dozen questions or so of clarification on issues that arise from those new affidavits.
Yes.
And with your lordship's leave, I would seek to be able to do that in chief. I appreciate it's unusual, but not unheard of. And I would seek your indulgence to be able to ask. I'm anticipating it would take a few minutes.
Still Francis? Well, in that case, let's proceed.
Thank you very much.
I swear by Almighty God that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Mr. Bulford, with his lordship's leave, I'm permitted to ask you a few questions, which I hope you anticipate from our earlier discussion. The short topics, first of all, where you lived, please. At the time that this happened, so March of 2013, where were you living?
I was living on my boat, and I would live with friends from time to time.
Right. At the moment, I can just see half of your head, so either you're going to need to stand back and speak a little clearer. Exactly, that'd be better, but you need to speak up and keep your voice up, all right? Thank you very much.
Okay.
You've heard the officer describe the search of your premises. Can you just tell us, please, when, as far as you're aware, were premises searched in relation to your place of living?
They had never searched where I was living.
Right.
I know that they were trying to say that I lived at Cambridge Road. You know, I had a friend, a female friend that I lived at Cambridge Road who I had visited.
Did you stay there regularly? Did you stay there regularly in Cambridge Road with your friend?
No. We'll go there like once, twice a week.
All right. But were there items that belonged to you at that address?
Yes.
For example, a stab-proof ballistic vest, was that yours?
No, that did not belong to me.
Videos that were apparently identified as being of some importance, were they yours?
No, those did not belong to me.
Were they from a large or a small collection, as far as you're aware?
I know Sheriff was a good bit of DVDs there, from what I recall. A large collection.
When you weren't staying there, where were you staying?
I was pretty much on my boat living.
Can I ask you next topic, please, about your lifestyle at the time? Were you driving a vehicle?
Yes, my uncle had a van. It was a van that we had for the fishing business. I would drive that from time to time.
Did you have any other trappings, expensive jewelry, or fancy a car, or any of those sorts of things?
No, no jewelry, no car.
Did you have, when you were arrested, a telephone on your person?
Yes.
Was that seized?
Yes, I was seized by the police at the airport.
You've seen the opinion of Mr. Bagwan, the officer, who suggests that you're a drug dealer.
Yes, I've seen that. No, I'm not a drug dealer.
You've seen the opinion of Mr. Rollins, who suggests that you're a gang member, a member of a gang called the MOB.
Yes, I've seen that, and I'm not a member of MOB or a gang member at all.
Do you know members of MOB?
Not that I'm aware of.
Do you go to a bar called Woody's in Somerset?
Yes, I've been to Woody's over the years on numerous occasions.
Are you a Somerset boy?
Yes, I live in Somerset pretty much all my life. Grew up in Somerset, families in Somerset.
Right. Thank you very much. That's all I ask you. You'll wait there. There'll be no doubt a good number of questions from Mr. Kiradil. Thank you very much indeed, and I'm grateful to your lordship for permitting me to answer those few questions.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Come on. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Bulford, just to confirm, where did you say that you live?
I live on a fishing boat.
That's where you live now?
No, not right now.
Okay, so at the time you lived in your fishing boat?
Yeah, I live on a fishing boat.
Where do you live now?
I live with a family. In Somerset.
And where is that?
In Somerset.
You're not going to sound review?
No.
Both people are going to have to speak a little louder, please.
Yes, could you please speak up? I think your counsel wants to hear.
Okay.
Are you going to tell us who your family member is?
No.
Is there any reason why you can't tell us this information?
I can't hear Miss Dill.
I think Miss Dill asked where he was living. He says he's living with a family member, and she said, "Can you tell us who the family member is?" He says no, and she's asking whether there's any reason.
Sorry, can I just confirm what your answer is? Is there any reason why? It's not going to tell us that.
And I said no, just choose not to tell.
So where do you say you lived at the time of this case?
At the time of this case, I was living on my boat. pharmacist, Mangrove Bay.
And what was the name of that boat?
Vulture, fishing boat.
So you just had a fishing boat. So the boat you live on is the same boat that you fish with.
Yeah.
Do you own that boat?
Yes.
And when did you buy it?
I bought that boat and I believe it was 2009, 2010.
How much did you pay for the boat?
Well, I don't think I should have to answer that question because it was over 6 years ago.
Okay. How did you pay for the boat?
I have to answer that question because it was over 6 years ago.
When you bought the boat, did you use a credit card? Did you use a banker's check? Did you use cash?
I don't have to answer that question because it was over 6 years ago.
So you don't know how you bought your boat?
I
Did you tell
know,
us?
I know how I bought the boat.
So why can't you answer the question?
Prosecution could only go 6 years back into my financial deal.
Because the prosecution could only go 6 years back.
It's not a prosecution, but we are doing an enforcement authority action.
I just feel that, you can only go back 6 years. Is that right or wrong?
Yeah.
No, Ms. Bulford, I don't know where you get the 6-year period.
No, it's when they do investigation on money laundering, they can only go 6 years back.
Well, anyway, take it from me. When you ask the question, you have to answer it. You can't say 6 years.
Okay, no, I was just thinking of the law, so I didn't want to, so I can answer that.
All right, so my question is, you tell me when you bought it, I asked you how much did it cost?
All right, bought the bill cash,
Mhm. And how much?
$40,000.
How big is the boat?
38-foot boat.
How many people can the boat seat? How many people can the boat seat?
Boat can sleep with 4 people.
Now, in the evidence, it says that you purchased a new boat. Do you need to look at it, or
I
you
purchased
accept that?
a new boat. You mean this boat we're talking about?
No, another boat.
No.
No? Okay, let me
That's
just.
the boat.
Maybe do what?
Purchased. Like $40,000.
Sorry, my lord, I can just check with that. So I just need to confirm what this letter says. So my lord, if I can take you to tab 8.
Yes.
Can you just clarify this for us, Sam? I don't know, maybe I'm reading it wrong.
What page are we on, please?
It's page 206, tab 8, volume 1.
Read it.
All right. So it says, this is Alfred and Kenith Bulford.
Right.
Give your address at 6 Beacon Hill Lane. sans MA2. And it says vehicle license N108. And then it says, at a recent meeting of the Commercial Fisheries Council, the request for a 38-foot replacement fishing for your current 35-foot vessel was considered. I'm pleased to inform you that your request was approved, and you may now identify your replacement vessel with the number N108. So is it that the boat we're discussing now is a replacement for another boat?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what it is. You asked me, did I buy another?
No, no, understood. I may have actually, yeah, understood. So the boat for this one says it's a 35-foot boat.
Yeah.
What was the name of that one?
That boat was named Roman.
Wellman?
Roman.
How did you pay for that one?
Me and my uncle, we have bought that boat. Same way cash.
Cash?
Really old. These boats are really old boats. No, they're not brand new boats.
Understood.
These boats are like 1970.
Okay. How much did that one cost?
I cannot recall the price of that boat. It's real long. It's like 2008.
Okay. Was it?
Real long time ago.
Okay. Was it more? Do you think it's more than what you paid for the other one?
No, it was definitely less. It was, like I said, it was an old boat. It's really old. So.
Okay. You can't even give us a figure. Do you think it was more than 20,000?
So long ago, I just can't recall.
Okay. But you say you bought it in cash.
Yeah.
No, you said you are fishing. You have a fishing license?
Yes.
And this is the license in your name?
Yes, and my uncle's name at this time.
Yeah, what was it at that time?
And me and my
Oh,
uncle.
okay, it was at this time. And how much does the license cost? How much did that license cost?
To buy the fishing license itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at that time, the license was 15, 18,000.
How did you pay for the license?
Cash.
Do you know the address 17 Green Street?
I believe at the time, that's when my sister had lived, I believe. I'm not sure. I know she used to live on Broom Street. I can't remember the number.
Everyone needs to keep their voice up, please.
Yeah, at the time, I cannot recall the number of the house, but she lived on Broom Street at one point in time.
What's the name of the street?
Brome.
Oh.
Green. And what area of the island is Green Street?
Somerset.
Did you used to stay at your sister's house?
And I think that bail signed. I was staying there at the time. I needed an address and the bills. stay there.
Can't hear him.
Okay. So how often would you say you stayed there?
Stayed there pretty often at that time while I was on bail for a period of time. I was living in Tri.
You also stayed at 45 Cambridge Road?
I have a friend that lived there. I had stayed there on occasion.
You said when you how often would you say?
Like once, twice a week. I stay there.
So you stayed there once or twice a week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you keep any clothes there?
I'm sure I have a few items there.
So when you say items, okay, other than clothes, you have to also say your license, correct?
Yeah, very possible.
Some other items, snare proof vest, that was there.
That didn't belong to me.
Okay. Who is your friend, a female or a male?
It's a female friend.
So does that belong to her?
I couldn't tell you. You have to ask her that. It belongs to her.
Did you have a key to that residence?
Yes.
So basically, you can go to that apartment anytime you want.
Yes, I had a key.
You heard the officer say that there were bars on that window. Yeah?
Yes.
And the bars were only on that apartment where your items were found.
That's what the officer had said. He said.
The bars were only on the downstairs apartment.
That's what the officer said.
No, I'm asking if the bars are only on the downstairs apartment.
I can't hear the question. I'm sorry.
Accept that?
Ask the question again, just speak up.
The question is, the officer had indicated there were only bars in the downstairs apartment. And that's where Mr. Bulford's items were found. Isn't that correct?
To my knowledge, I'm not sure if anybody else had bars. I don't know.
Okay,
I
but
wasn't, looking at the little complex, checking them out.
no problem. So, but I'll ask it this way. The area where your items were found, there were bars on that window. We can forget about the rest of the house.
Okay.
Yes?
Yes, from what I recall, it was bars.
And do you accept it's not a common occurrence in Bermuda to see bars on windows?
Yeah, I accept that.
So why were the bars there?
you have to actually none of the apartment.
So you're saying bars went there for you?
No,
Okay.
I didn't put.
I didn't say that you put them there. Were they there for your benefit?
No.
I'm gonna suggest to you that they were there for you.
I say no.
I'm gonna suggest to you that the Cambridge Road apartment was actually your apartment.
No, it wasn't.
Did you hear the officer say there were no female occupants in that apartment?
I heard him say that. I don't know if that's true. It's showing up in the pictures. Anything.
I'm not asking about pictures. You were there once or twice a week, you said.
Yeah,
Isn't it true? He said there's no female clothes there.
that's what he said.
I'm gonna suggest to you that there were no female clothes there. There was only your items.
They said it was female clothes.
I'm gonna move on to fishing, okay? You are a registered commercial fisherman,
Yeah.
and what are you, full-time, part-time?
Part-time.
And you fish from a boat, you like, so it's a boat. What's it, Bulford?
Yeah.
Does anyone else work on that boat?
Yes. And Troy Bremer working with me.
Troy.
Bremer. I have had like numerous other people work, you know, different occasions.
And how do you know these people? Like, how is it become
These are people that I know from my community. Some people I went to school with. You know, Troy I went to school with. You know, pretty much not anymore in my life.
So all of the people that you have, extra people you have working on your boat from Somerset, correct?
Yes, pretty much. Figured that out higher.
Now, how often do you go out fishing?
At that time, I was fishing, I guess, twice a week. I would go out. And then on the ravel.
Twice a week. What do you do the rest of the days of the week?
What do I do? I'm at home.
Any reason why you didn't go more than 2 times?
Part-time fishing.
Okay, what's your other source of income during that time?
Crown and ankle.
Finding because only played certain times in the so
Yeah,
okay.
played pretty much in the summertime during cricket season, county games, and cup match.
Right. So the 2 times a week that you're telling us about is not just summertime.
As far as what, fishing?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the winter, but the winter the weather's a lot, worse. So it might be less in the winter time.
Right.
Most of the summertime, I would do more of the fishing in the summer. I would do crown and ankle in the summer.
So basically, you're telling us that in winter you might then begin out Alaskan twice a year, maybe once,
Right.
and chronic is in the summer. But your summer money covers you during the period of the winter.
Yeah, I make a lot of money doing crown and ankle stuff. Look forward to kick back a little bit.
So you make a lot of money in crown and ankle. Why don't you have your air problem? As you say, you don't have one.
It's all about saving my money. If I could live on a boat, I live on a boat. I could save my money, and that's what I was doing, saving my money. Started going out paying somebody $2,000 rent. I saved that, keep it in my pocket.
What kind of fishing do you do?
I did deep sea fishing and reef fishing, troll.
And where do you fish out on?
Honestly, public walk.
What kinds of fish do you catch?
I catch hinds, Kenith, groupers, snappers, wahoo, dolphin, sometimes sharks, not too often, and numerous other fish too, other types.
All right, so you catch hinds. So when does the hind wands open their quills?
Hind ground is normally open in the winter time for about a 6-month period. Normally summertime closes to let the fish spawn, breed.
Isn't the hind ground open from the 1st of May to the 1st of August?
May to August,
Mm-hmm.
mostly in the winter time.
I'm going to suggest you use May to August.
I don't know. Could be right. I'm not sure.
You're not sure? So I thought you catch hinds.
You do catch hinds. You don't have to be in the hind ground to catch hinds. You could be on the air to catch hinds.
I understand you don't have to be in a hind ground, but I'm just asking you to know when they're open at the quills. You don't know.
I believe that was in the winter.
How many hinds can you catch in a day? What's your restriction?
The restriction for regular people is 10 hinds a day. The fishermen you can catch more.
You say you catch groupers, right? What's the restriction on groupers per day?
Ask the question again. I can't hear
No,
you.
sorry. He had indicated he catches groupers. What is the restriction on groupers per day?
It's one grouper per day.
Even for fishermen?
Pardon?
Even for fishermen?
Yeah, even for fishermen, one a day.
And you catch snappers? Yeah.
Yeah. It's not the time.
What's the limit for red snappers?
Red snappers? I'm not too sure about red snappers.
Okay, well, is there a limit for snappers?
Not that I know of. I catch silk snappers, reefs.
We don't do red snappers.
I don't really catch red snappers too much.
I'm gonna suggest red snappers is 30 per day.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I really catch red snappers more like deep water. You gotta go.
I thought you said you go deep sea fishing.
I go deep sea fishing, but we're not fishing for red snappers.
Do you hear the fathom that for red snappers? Yeah.
No.
I'm gonna suggest to you that it's 80. What bait do you use for that?
I use squid, fry, red.
Can't hear.
And you asked me what type of baits do I use? So I use squid, fry, bread.
And where do you normally get your bait?
I will buy the bait at the gas station. Squid and fry, they have it at the gas station. Or you can get fry from fishermen who catch bait at a cheaper price. Grab fry and share it.
So you don't have to do a whole your own bait.
No, I don't know other fishermen that net. So why they bait, why they fry from there.
And do you know the places where you can't net the whole bait?
No, certain areas where you cannot hold bait. I cannot record them right now because I don't really hold bait. I know when I initially did my own fishery test, it was on the front, but I'm not a person that catches bait. So it's not something that's in my mind that I can record certain areas.
Okay, so
I know it's certain areas you can't.
I'm gonna suggest to you that Somerset's known bait,
Right.
Shelley bait,
Right.
Whalebone bait, and Coop Point.
Okay, I agree with that.
How much fish do you normally catch?
Every day is a different day, you know. You could catch, 50-pound of fish, 200-pound of fish, 50 pounds.
And you said that's a good day.
And a day, yes, you can. You can catch 50 pounds, you can catch 200 pounds.
So, and you only go 2 days.
Say that again?
You only go on 2 days.
Approximately. Sometimes more, sometimes less. Approximately.
How do you sell your fish?
Sell at the wharf,
Which wharf?
public wharf, fish farm.
So you don't sell it to any restaurants?
No, I deal with mostly just the local people because you make more money dealing with the locals. Dealing with the restaurants, they tend to want to pay you less. instead of paying $10 a pound, they want to pay $7 a pound. So you catch fish and you sell it to the locals, you get more money for your fish, pretty much.
Okay, so you just said you can do $10 a pound. That's how much you sell your fish for?
Yeah, whole fish, $10 a pound.
When you say for whole fish, so what for what fillet?
Right, if you fillet, it would be $15 a pound.
And just to confirm, you said you sell your fish to locals, right?
Yeah. Tourists got fill for tourists too at times. Come on the wharf.
But the tourist is not a regular appointment.
No, not that. They do buy fish from the kids.
And when the locals buy a fish, they normally buy it in Bermuda currency, right?
Yes, mostly Bermuda currency. Sometimes U.S. currency. Majority of the time it's Bermuda currency.
So based on what you tell us about the amount per ton, etc., the amount of time that you go out not the whole week, how much would you say you make a month selling fish?
I can't say exactly how much I make a month, but I can tell you that the lady from Fisher's, Mrs. Trutt, she came to court in my trial, and she said that over the years I had made approximately $200,000.
Over what period?
I believe it was from my fishing things were back. They ran back. The prosecution had run back at least 7 years, something like that. I believe it was about 7 years. I have it here, but I think they went back about 7 years, 6 years, something like that. I can, you know. And she said that I had made over $200,000 from the stats that I had put into Fisher.
All right, that's something I can probably check, but I just want to confirm. That $200,000 is for 7 years, not per year.
No,
That
no,
7 year period.
yeah, it was for a 6, 7 year period.
So you could do the calculations as to how much that adds up per year. We're gonna ask you this. From that money, you have to pay for your mortgage.
In the morning?
Mm.
Yeah.
How much is that?
In the morning? For the year, I believe it's $150, I believe you have to pay for your mortgage fee a year.
What about your gas? You have to pay for your gas out of that money?
Yeah, for diesel back in the boat.
How much does it cost to fill your boat up?
I don't have to fill the boat up, but to fill up the boat costs approximately looking at like about $600.
And how often did you have to do that? Well, you only go twice a
Right, and you don't have to fully build up. You know, so I never fully build up. I did it maybe on 2 occasions, but it's not nothing. You know, you don't have to fully build up. Diesels don't burn a lot of fuel.
So out of the money that you make, you know, those 2 days, you have to pay the other workers you told us about on the boat.
Oh yeah.
How much do they have to pay?
Usually I pay a worker about $120 to go out. Sometimes more depending on the catch.
And just so I'm clear, that's each time they do, not the 2 days, each time.
Each time.
How many workers would you have on the boat at one time?
Majority of the time it's just me and another person.
Doesn't your uncle do the boat with you?
Yeah.
He doesn't go out with you?
Very, very rarely my uncle good though, because I'm on Bill's houses. It's a construction. He works in the construction business. It's a mason. So he was usually doing his own. He had his own things he had going on. That's why majority of the funds would pretty much come to me. The earnings from the boat, from the catch that we make and fishing.
So after all of that, making all those payments, what is normally your share of the profit at the end of the month?
Most of the time I have to do that. It'd be like more or less like a 60-40 at the bank.
60.
Like 60% of the earnings will come to me, and 40 will go to him.
To your uncle.
Yeah.
Okay, but my question is, what does that equate to at the end of the month? Just give me an average.
At the end of the month. Depends what we do. You know, it depends what you know, how much you catch, and it's different every month. So,
Yeah, I know, but you said it's like 50 to 200, 50 pounds to 200 pounds. So at the end of the month, you end up with $1,000?
Depends how much you catch. You know, I could catch 200 or 50.
Okay, what if you end up with 50? How much you get at the end of the month?
If I end up with 50, 50 pounds times 10, what's that?
Sorry, 5,000.
Yeah, 5,000. So I'll end up with, 60% of that taken out, paying the worker, and, the other things, putting a little fuel back in the boat, and bait.
How much does bait cost?
For a bag of fries, like $10.
How much bait do you have to buy?
I have to buy at least, if I was to go out, I would get at least 3 bags of fry and a few boxes of squid.
All right, so I'm going to take you to the harem bundle. Now, my lord, I need the time. I'm going to listen to you to the bundle. Do you want me to continue?
Well, how long do you think you will be in this examination?
I still have a good bit to you.
And if you were to, what time would you like to adjourn?
Well, I very likely I am going to go past 1 o'clock if we continue now.
Yes.
I can go up to 1 if you wish if like.
Well, why don't we go up to, say, for another 10 minutes, and at 1:45 we'll break, and then we'll resume back at 2:15 or 2:30. How are you doing for time? Because we lost
I think that we should be. Is the intention of the court? I know we have tomorrow. Is the intention to move 2 submissions today?
I was expecting that.
Okay, yeah, it's fine. I just wanted to confirm in terms of time.
Yes, I mean, I think if you've got time, I mean, we don't have to. We can have a reasonable break during lunch. Say, even if you wanted to break at 1:15, we can resume back either at 2:15 or 2:30, which gives you quite a lot of time.
Okay.
And then you finish cross-examination of Mr. Bulford. After that, if you want him to take a short break, can do, but then you should start your submissions.
Yes, that sounds grateful. All right.
Oh, there are two other witnesses.
Ah,
Oh, yeah, the 2 more witnesses. But they should be quite short, shouldn't they?
Well, I hope so. I'm not going to ask him anything.
okay.
So I guess that's up to you.
Well, they're your witnesses, so you can.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Okay. So I will take you to hearing bundle 1, tab 8.
Hearing bundle 1,
Yes, hearing bundle 1,
tab.
tab number 8, page 222.
I think that would be in volume 2.
What's the number, page?
222.
No, that's volume 1.
Sorry, it's 1.
That's
So you can
volume
see
1.
it because I can see red.
It's the red ones, yes.
The red numbers.
Okay.
That I have.
It's volume 1, red 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can't read that. 166. So you see this letter signed by your uncle, correct?
Yeah.
Now, you had requested, well, the Bulford requested a deferment of inspection for the boat. This looks like 5th of March 2019 is the date it's stamped,
Right.
which is ironically the same date that this matter happened at the airport, correct?
Yeah, I see that.
So you would say that during this time, the boat was not seaworthy.
Yeah, because we had one or two mechanical problems just prior to that.
So you were asking for an extension of the inspection for the year 2013 to 2014.
No, it's just just for that season,
Okay.
but we were just getting like another month extension until we fix what we had to fix, and then go back, and then they'll pass the boat out.
So if I can take you to the next page. So in the second paragraph, this is what you're referring to. It says the deferment will expire on the 30th of April, 2019.
Right.
So now I'm going to take you to 233. You see where it says inspection approved?
Yeah.
That date looks cut off, but you accept it's December 31st is the end of that year. where you requested for deferment?
December 31st, 2011.
No, it's cut off right here. Oh no, yeah.
2011.
It's 2011. All right. So which vote is this for?
Because the same bill.
Sorry, what page are we looking at now?
That was 233.
2333.
Yeah.
233.
Okay.
So how long was the vote not seaworthy in the March 2013 request?
I believe it was just for that month because it ended in April, so we had to go back up and running. We should have had it back up and running from, so it's a long time ago, but I believe they gave me the extension for a month and I had it fixed within a month and then back up and running. Sometimes you have these problems with boats, engine problems, types of issues.
All right, so I'll take you, so since you spoke about that 2011 period, let me take you back to the 2011 one. So we go to page 144. So there's 144 to 122. So on mine or yours. 88. Yours. Mine is one. No, sorry. 114.
We're going by red numbers all the time.
The red one, yes. So the red one is supposed to be the insurance bundle number. So if you look at, this is 144 to 122.
Perhaps you can ask Mr. Bulford as to when do you have to fill this in?
Yeah, I can answer that. I was going to answer that. Really.
Yes.
Apologies. Before I go into my next question, when do you have to fill in these documents?
Yeah, this fisheries form.
Yes.
You have to fill in this after you catch your fish and clean them. And you have to put in how many you caught, how much you weighed, and etc.
Okay. And you complete these forms yourself?
Most of the time I complete them, even if somebody else was fishing on my boat. I'm completely formed. Not all the time I'm fishing, but over the years, that other people work for me, fish the boat, and then they would write down what they catch, and then I would fill out the form.
Okay, so this is the first time I'm hearing of this. So sometimes people go out and fish for you?
Yeah, I have. Like I said, I've had other people work on my boat too. Other than just me and Troy. Like when I first got my license, I used to have another person fish the boat at times. I'll be on there with them. Sometimes they will go with Troy.
Right, without you.
Yeah, without me sometimes too.
All right.
On occasion, this happens. I'm off the island.
Okay. You accept these forms are not necessarily double checked by anyone. You just submit them to the fisheries department.
Yeah, they have to be submitted to the fisheries
Right,
department.
but I mean,
and Miss Tucker, she was the one that came to court and analyzed everything and came up to how much money I made off of what it cost.
right. So, but what I'm trying to ask you is, technically, you could write whatever you want on that form, because nobody checks it against the fish that you catch.
Oh, That's not what I do.
No, I'm not.
I write what's been caught.
Okay. So you say you're the one that actually goes out and does this. You actually go out fishing?
Yeah, I go fish.
Okay. The documents that you were just given.
Right.
So you'll see on the first document is very faint, but it says mechanical problem, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, and it's nothing filled in yet.
Yeah, because the bill was sometimes it was
So what's the purpose of filling in a form? The boat is not working.
But sometimes officials still want you to let them know what's happening sometimes, you know? So they'll make you, they tell you, well, let's put on the form that the boat's not been operational. You know, that's what the guy had said at Fisher, so that's what we had to do.
So you can't really tell the date as clearly, but the date there, at least the year, it looks like it says 2010.
Yeah, it looks like 10 in the end of the year.
Right. And then if we go to the last page that I suggested you be given, that says, that ends at 2011.
Okay, yeah, 2011.
Right. Now the paper that I just showed you, that says the 31st of December,
Right.
2011.
Right.
That's when the boat was back operational. You went up, you just looked at
right, the 2011 one.
Right.
Right. So, but I don't know. I can't tell from this how long the bill was. You know, how long it was not operational.
Right.
I see that it got passed in December
of 2011.
Right, in 2011, because they might have had some problems. Right.
So what I'm saying is, at least 2011 was a whole year that the boat was out of the water. Because this mechanical problem thing is starting from 2010. Unfortunately, I can't see an actual date, but we know it's in 2010.
Right, 2010. I know back then I did have an issue.
Right.
You know, with the boat, and it was for a period of time.
Right. So
I cannot, you know, right now it's so long ago.
No, I know, but we have the papers. So
right. Okay.
So you see right here, it says 2010 mechanical problems.
Right.
If we flick through all those papers, they all say the same thing. There's no fish on it. Then we get to the last one. It still says mechanical problems. It's 2011. Unfortunately, you can't see the date on her, but we know from looking at that form that you have right there.
Right.
It's the 31st of December 2011.
Right.
So at least for the whole year of 2011, the boat was out of the water.
It could be possible.
And it could be longer than that because it starts at 2010.
Well, we're in 2010.
Well,
can't even really tell.
Which is fine, which is why I say at least we know that it was out of the water for the entirety of 2011.
2011. Could be a possibility. A major problem.
Right. So then we see on the last page I actually given, this is 1, 2, 3. Again. You see the date listed on there? The 2nd of February 2012.
Yeah.
That's the first day you went out?
I can't recall.
Well, it must be because
you have to show me all of the papers.
No. So this is my question.
Show me this.
The form that you have right there says that, no, the one that's still on there.
Right.
Right.
2011.
Yes, that form says that the inspection was passed 31st of December 2011.
Right.
After all of your documents show us say mechanical problems, the first one we see is the 2nd of February 2012.
Right.
So based on your documentation and what we understand you have to do when you go out fishing, your first fishing date was the 2nd of February 2012.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So during that whole period, you didn't make any money fishing, right?
I guess I didn't. If the boat wasn't operational, I guess I couldn't make money doing that.
Okay.
I was gambling.
You was gambling.
So I think, Ms. Delfranco, when at a convenient time, we'll take a break when you come to a right juncture.
So, something else. You see let me take you to tab 14. This is the
Page.
exhibit. You hear me?
I
Tab
can't hear the
14,
page.
Alexander Ryan.
Is this something new now? I'm going to move to.
Well, no, I'm just finishing
Okay.
with that, and then we can stop. Well, mine's is 4968. The exhibit is AR-1. It is his second witness statement. 2012 witness statement? Yes. All right, you see the dates that Inspector Volume has outlined on page 2.
Yeah.
Okay. You see 2010, the first one's May 2010,
Right.
next one July, August, we have October, November, December, in December, and then we have 2011.
Yep.
And all those 2011 dates.
Right.
Until we got to 2012. So during that period, you were not fishing.
Right.
Right. During that period, you were hanging at Cambridge Road.
I wouldn't say I was hanging at Cambridge Road. I might have been sighted at Cambridge Road.
Okay, were you at Cambridge Road? You were sighted or were you there?
2010 and 11, I cannot recall. But
Okay.
it's a possibility I could have been there.
Okay. And
It's in some sense.
right, what were you doing there?
I might have been talking to a friend. Might have been just passing through. Been to the bar. The bar there, Sharon Cross. Frequent the bar at times.
So you know you were fishing during that period, and you know this is the winter season, no crime and income.
Right.
So were you trying to supplement your income at Cambridge Road?
Supplement.
Yes.
What do you mean by supplement?
Supplement means were you at Cambridge Road selling controlled drugs?
No, it wasn't like chemical selling drugs, stealing drugs, that type of using drugs, nothing like that.
Do you accept that that area is meant to be an area where controlled drugs are sold?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll stop there.
Yes. Well, I think in that case, let's take a break and we will resume now at 2:30. Yes.
Cool, right?
Yeah. You didn't silence me, but I figured you would silence.
Yes.